Candyman.
You freaking freaks!
Candyman.
When will you learn?
Candyman. No, I'm not that stupid.
Candyman.
Say his name.
Candyman!
Hey guys, it's Elijah from Eli B's Movie Reviews, and before I do this review, I just want to say that I'm extremely sorry that I haven't been uploading on my YouTube channel for quite a while, actually. If you guys follow me on social media, mainly on Facebook, you guys would know that I announced that I was retiring, apparently, but I actually noticed that I've recently been gaining subscribers, so I figured I can't quit my channel now. And you guys are going to be seeing me wearing earbuds for probably a while in my reviews because these earbuds apparently have a mic in it. And my camera won't be able to catch my voice, so you guys are just going to have to deal with that. But anyway, I wanted to announce that I'm officially back on YouTube. I'm going to be trying to upload as much as I possibly can. I currently have a job now. But I'm going to try to upload videos for you guys because I know you guys still want to see videos from me. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the new Candyman. This is going to be the very first horror movie review for Horror Movie Month. Yes, Horror Movie Month is still a segment on my channel. And once we're done with Horror Movie Month, I'm going to be trying to talk about new releases. Maybe movies that I've wanted to talk about for quite a bit. And some of my personal favorite movies, which has always been a staple segment in my channel. Every time in my channel, I'd love to talk about some of my personal favorite films. But let's get that conversation out of the way. Today, we're going to be talking about Candyman. The new Candyman was directed by Nia DaCosta, not Jordan Peele. It really drives me up a wall. It really drives me up a freaking wall that people keep on claiming this, declaring this as Jordan Peele's Candyman. Let's keep this clear that Jordan Peele was only the producer and co-writer of the film. This entire film is in Nia DaCosta's hands. And let me just say this. She's going places. She's really going places. This film looks absolutely phenomenal. From a cinematography standpoint and the visuals, it's flawless in regards to the visuals and the cinematography. But the story basically revolves around Anthony, who is an adult now. He tries to dig into the events of Cabrini Green when his friend Troy tells him the story about Helen Lyle, who was in the original Candyman. And thus he starts to try to investigate into the urban legend and finds out that he accidentally brought Candyman back. Like I said, from a visual standpoint and a cinematography standpoint, this film is absolutely phenomenal, but this is not a perfect or great movie by any means. I definitely do have problems with it. But before I start talking about this movie, I should bring up my background on the original Candyman. I absolutely adore that film. I love it to death. I plan to re-review it. There might be a review of it already on my channel, but that was like years ago, apparently, when I first saw it. And I want to do a Justice re-review of Candyman, and I'm pretty sure I'll do that for Horror Movie Month sometime. Don't know when, but definitely sometime for Horror Movie Month. But yeah, I definitely love to talk about the original Candyman sometime on my channel. It's one of my personal favorite horror movies. But this film's good. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely a good film. It's not great. It has a lot of plot holes. It has quite a bit of moments of exposition, which I didn't really like. But for a sequel, Nia DaCosta really did put a lot of heart into this film, and you can tell. And if you've never seen the original film, don't even bother watching this new film, because there's a lot of information in this new film that's basically taken out from the original film and just thrown into your face. So if you're not a fan of the original Candyman at all, don't even bother watching the new film. Easily the best performance in this movie comes from Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I really hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm terribly sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But he does a phenomenal job in this movie. I really love his character. It's very intriguing. He's an artist. He makes art of the portrait of violence on the black community. I thought it was very intriguing to see that in a horror movie, and I thought the social commentary was pretty interesting. And not everyone's going to love the social commentary in this movie, let me tell you that, because I've already been scrolling through social media and a lot of people throwing shade at this movie just for its social commentary alone. But this is a film that really wants you to know what it's trying to deliver to the audience, and it definitely has a powerful message on the portrait of black lives and stuff like that. It definitely wants to throw its social commentary at you. And personally, I didn't have a problem with it, but I know there are definitely going to be people who will have a problem with it, and it might get under their skin. It definitely did get under my skin, but in a good way. There was a little too much of it where I felt like the social commentary was a bit too out there, a little too much. Like, I wanted the movie to be a lot more about Candyman than just the social commentary itself. Not that I had a problem with it. There was just a little too much of it that I was kind of driven out of the film quite a bit at times. And it just kind of lost me a bit. Like I said, again, I don't have a problem with the social commentary. Like, you can make a horror movie and have a blend of suspense and with social commentary and make it work. I just felt like, I don't know, there was just a bit too much of it, and not too much of the Candyman himself, because the original film was about Candyman, the urban legend of Candyman. And yes, that had social commentary too, but that's basically what made the Candyman born, was a mob of racist people who murdered him and cut his right hand off. He was stung to death by bees because they smeared honeycombs on him, and then they burned his body. That's totally a huge social commentary right there too, and you can feel it as well, because the original Candyman's meaning dives deep into race and stuff like that. It dives deep into racial commentary. Not a lot of people see that, because I've definitely been hearing people say, oh, I love the original Candyman, but this new Candyman is woke because of its racial commentary. If you love that original Candyman, that film is filled with racial commentary as well. So I actually don't understand your argument if you're saying something like that. Like, it's honestly kind of childish to say something like that too. But outside of the social commentary, I gotta say, I did enjoy this film. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. This film is definitely intriguing. It had me intrigued from beginning to end. I wouldn't say it's really scary, at least not as terrifying or frightening as the original film. But this film does have a few grisly kills. Most of the kills happen off screen, but this film does definitely have a few grisly kills that'll keep your eyes glued to the screen. And I'm assuming that most of you have already seen Candyman by now, but even if you didn't, I'm not gonna spoil who the Candyman is in this movie. I will say Tony Todd is definitely in this movie, but he doesn't have a major role. Unfortunately. The new Candyman around this time, it was a man named Sherman, I think that's what his name. He's basically the new Candyman throughout this entire film. And he's kind of weird a bit. I thought it was weird in a good way and a bad way, because the backstory was on how he became the Candyman is a little boy was walking down, I think he was doing laundry or something like that, and then he came across a giant hole in a room, and Sherman came out of the hole with candies, and he was handing it to the little kid, and the little kid screams, right? And apparently cops were already looking for Sherman, so the screams attracted the cops to come down to the room, and they found Sherman and beat him to death. And then he later becomes the Candyman. But apparently the cops have been finding more razor blades and more candy, so that's how they found out Sherman was innocent. And the reason why they were looking for Sherman in the first place is because they heard a report on a little white girl, I think, who died from eating razor blades and candy. It's not as intriguing as Tony Todd's backstory, but I definitely do like the idea of multiple Candymen because it really expands on the urban legend, like on how people can view who the Candyman is. Like one person can say, "Oh, I heard of the Candyman as a man who died in a car accident or something like that," and another person could say something like, "Oh, I heard him. The Candyman was a man who was killed by an angry mob," and stuff like that. Like, it's multiple interpretations, and I really love that. I like the idea of multiple Candyman. Not everyone will feel the same way, but I personally do. But I gotta say, the cameo Tony Todd makes in this movie was satisfying. It was very satisfying. And even though he's not throughout the film, I could tell that Tony Todd definitely supported this entire project. I've seen some interviews of him saying Nia DaCosta is gonna skyrocket through the future. She came from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She's going to be working on Captain Marvel 2 soon, which I cannot wait for. I wasn't a fan of the first Captain Marvel. I thought that film was very disappointing. But after seeing this film, I feel like we're in the hands of a good director who's going to have a bright future ahead of her. I think another flaw that I had with this film is a few of the characters in this movie, and I'm not gonna name specific characters. There are a few characters in this movie who could be serious douchebags to Anthony, and I felt like that was a bit cheating to the main character. I mean, I guess it's okay if you really want your social commentary to be thrown out there to your audience, but to me personally, I felt like it was just, I don't know, it just kind of got under my skin, but it definitely made the message a bit more powerful. And I don't even know if that would actually be considered a flaw. I think it'd be considered a nitpick personally. But I think that's all I really have to say about this film. Candyman was really fun. I think it's a worthy sequel. I don't think it's phenomenal as the original film. Not even close. But this film was good. It was definitely good. It had an interesting story. I keep on forgetting his name. Yahiri Matin. I'm going to put his name down here because his name is actually pretty hard to pronounce. But he definitely delivers the best performance in this entire film. And it was honestly great to see another good Candyman movie in almost 30 years. Because let's face it, Candyman 2, Farewell to the Flesh, and 3, I think, Day of the Dead, I think that's what it's called. They're not good movies. They're not. The second and third one aren't good movies. But this one definitely was good. And I can't wait to see it again. I'm going to plan to get it on DVD when it comes out sometime. I'm going to give Candyman a B. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Look forward to more reviews that'll be coming very soon. Specifically horror movie reviews. I got a ton of horror movies to talk about this month with you guys. I'm so excited. And I also got some movies I want to talk about that revolve around the Halloween tradition in general. Not just horror movies. But I got a list of Halloween tradition movies that I really love to talk about. One of them is Monster House, a movie that stuck with me since my childhood. Can't wait to talk about that movie with you guys. I'll probably talk about it either in late September or early October, somewhere around those times. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review of Candyman. If you guys saw the movie, let me know what you thought about the movie in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Do you think it's a worthy sequel to the original film? Let me know in the comments. And anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review. You guys are the best. Love every single one of you. And as always, if you're new here and you like what you see here, why not hit that subscribe button down below to join the EliB/520 community. And I will see you next time. Peace out.